Hi, Gaye DeRusso, the Majestic rider. So today I'd like to talk to you about gated versus non-gated and some of the differences to help you to decide if getting a gated horse is right for you. So when we talk about gated, what some people don't understand is that there's many variations of the gated horses. There's gated horses that just gait, and that's all they do. They're bred very well, and that's what they're born with, is that natural gait, and they're pretty easy to ride. You just got to go the right speed. And then there's many horses that are more on the trotty side or the pacey side, and you have to help those horses to gait in order to keep that smooth gait. And so you have to learn a little bit about how to position your body, how to use your hands and legs, what speed to go, and know that the footing and terrain and inclines and declines can change what that horse is doing. So the more you know how to ride it correctly, the more likely that you will keep it in gait. With the trotting horse, when you ride, they will walk, trot, and canter, and they can do that at different speeds, but they don't do any other gaits. They just do those same three gaits at different speeds. So you could have a collected walk and an extended walk, a collected trot and a extended trot, and the same thing with the canter. So even though the horse is changing speed, they're not changing their footfall. They're doing the same thing. And that's the most difficult thing with the gated horses, is that when they change speed or you're on different terrains, that they can change what they're doing. And if you don't know how to ride them properly, they can go out of gait. Now, years ago, gated horses were bred very well, and many of them just gaited. But nowadays, they're bred more for color, for looks, versus their gait, and the same with temperament. So things have changed over the years, and I think that has made riding gated horses more difficult versus what it was years ago, because they were bred better, had better temperaments, and they were also trained better. Nowadays, because they're so calm and easy compared to the trotting horses, most of them are saddle broke, taken on the trail, and that's called a trained trail horse, where in the trotting world, you would never call that a trained horse. That would be a green horse. But because the gated horses have that calm nature, a lot of people are very lucky and get by with these green horses and don't get hurt. But horses are very dangerous, and a green horse that doesn't understand what it's supposed to do, doesn't know its job, doesn't understand the bit, and doesn't have good balance because it was never taught, can be very dangerous. So you want to take that into consideration as well, that the gated horse may not be as well trained, and you probably will have to put some training on it. If you're getting the gated horse because it's smooth and you're willing to learn and to change some of the things you do with riding, then a gated horse is a great way to go. You will enjoy it. There will be fun times, and there will be times that you make mistakes. And again, you will have to probably put more training into the horse, but if you're prepared for that, they can be wonderful horses. The problem is because people classify them as easier just because they're not bouncy, and because they have that calm temperament, everybody thinks that they're great for beginners, and they are in that way, but you still want to get one that is trained and consistent in its gaits. So as a beginner, you don't have as much work ahead of you. The hard part is because of the increased sales of the gated horses, the prices have gone up. They're breeding more for color because it brings more money. And because of that, they also try to sell them as quick as they can, because that also brings more money, and it has become a business. So you have to be careful, knowing these things are not always going to be the best for you. So if you're not willing to learn a new way to ride, or you have no clue how to ride, then getting a gated horse can be quite frustrating, because instead of just doing three things, the walk, trot, and the canter, if you do something wrong, these horses can do so many different speeds and so many different gaits that it gets very confusing. And then sometimes, if you have no clue, the horse just keeps changing all over the place in its gaits, but doing different gaits, and therefore it's not comfortable at all because you're not riding it correctly. The horse is not staying in gait. So it just starts doing all these other things like trot, pacing, cantering, might be doing a saddle gait, a rack, a running walk, foxtrot. They can switch their legs pretty fast, And they'll be doing all these things and you'll really have no clue what they're doing. So in summary, I'd like to say gaited horses are great. And I think if you're motivated, you're going to take lessons, you have somebody to help you, or you know how to ride, but you're willing to learn something new, then gaited horses are great. They are calmer, they are smoother. But on the other side, if you're not willing to learn something new, you know nothing about riding at all, you're not going to take any lessons, then gaited horses could become very difficult and frustrating for you. And it might be better just to buy an older trotting horse that is smooth, that you can handle, and that will take good care of you, and it won't be as confusing. All right, hope that helps.